Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us continue with the chapter acids, bases, and salts. As I said, I'll be continuing with the topic more about salts. So, the last few contents. So, I wanted to repeat it again because it consists of a lot of equations. Okay, so let us continue. So, chemicals from common salt. So by now we have learnt that salt is formed by the combination of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide solution. That is said to be sodium chloride. How sodium chloride is formed, how common salt that is NaCl is formed, it is by the combination of hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, and sodium hydroxide, okay, NaOH. So one is a acid and another one is a base, and we know that it is formed by the neutralization process, right? And we know the benefits of salt. Salt is used in food, right? And so we you might have come across the activity of neutral salt, right? And also seawater contains many salts that is dissolved in it, okay? And sodium chloride is separated from these salts. So where do we get salt from? We get salt from seawater, and we can't consume directly from seawater, so it has to be separated. So what has to be separated? Sodium chloride has to be separated from salts, okay? And deposits of salt, that is solid salts, are also found in several parts of the world, okay? Not only in India, it is also present, it is also found in several parts of the world, okay? And these large crystals are often brown due to impurities. So sometimes these large crystal of salts, they appear to be brown in color because of the impurities present in them, okay? Because it is found in seawater, isn't it? So this is called as a rock salt. So kalluppu alva. So beds of rock salt were formed when seas of bygone ages dried up. So ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ bedrock salt obtain ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ, so when bygone ages got dried up, okay, and these rock salt is mined like a coal. So they used to mine like a coal. How mining take place, okay? So mining silver, mining metals and all. So they used to mine rock salt like this by mining process, like how they mine the coal. And you can see in the picture, so you have a doubt now, so why Mahatma Gandhiji's pic has been pasted here, okay? So we have heard about satyagraha, salt satyagraha, right? So Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi March, so we know about it, so we have learnt in social studies, right? And we know how important sodium chloride was during that time. So it was a symbol of struggle for freedom. Coming to chemicals that is from common salt. So first of all, we shall see what is common salt. The common salt is obtained and this is a important raw material for various materials that we use daily, such as sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder, and also much more, okay? So let us understand this by one. First let us see about sodium hydroxide. So coming to sodium hydroxide, so we have learned this electrolysis process. So when electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So when you dissolve sodium crystals in a water, it forms sodium chloride solution, that is called brine solution, okay? So what it does, it decomposes to form sodium hydroxide, okay? The process, and this process is called the chlor-alkali process because of the products that is formed, chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. So this is the product formed. We will be seeing it in a experimental way. So here you can see the equation 2NaCl, which is in the aqueous, okay? It is been allowed to react with the water. It is in a liquid state, that is 2 molecules of water, which gives rise to sodium hydroxide, which is in the aqueous state, and also hydrogen gas, okay? So chlorine gas is given off at the anode, okay? Since it is a negative, chlorine is negative ion, right? So it moves to anode, and hydrogen gas at the cathode. So sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. Okay, and the three products that is produced in this process are all useful. You can see here. So what are the three products that is formed? So water treatment, that is swimming pools, PVC, disinfectants, and chlorofluorocarbons, pesticides. So they make use of all this. And next is fuels, ammonia for fertilizers, and also degreasing metals, soaps and detergents, paper making, artificial fibers. They make use of all this by NaOH. And water treatment, PVC, you people know that is by Cl2. And also fuels, ammonium for fertilizers, they make use of this hydrogen. Okay, so this is the important products from the chlor-alkali process. Next, coming to bleaching powder. So we have already come across this by knowing that chlorine is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride, that is brine. So this chlorine gas is used for manufacture of bleaching powder. Okay, so bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime. So when bleaching powder, how bleaching powder is obtained? It is produced by the action of chlorine with reacting with dry slaked lime, that is CaOH2. Okay, so you can see in the equation. So bleaching powder is represented as CaOCl2. So though the actual composition is quite complex, you can see here CaOH2 reacts with Cl2, gives rise to CaOCl2 and water molecules. Okay, so where bleaching powder is used? For bleaching powder, for bleaching cotton, so and also linen in case of textile industry. You know, cotton and linen is widely used in textile industry, and this bleaching powder is also extensively used for bleaching this cotton and linen in case of textile industry. For bleaching wood pulp in paper factories. Okay, so actually how paper is manufactured by using the wood pulp from the trees, so they bleach it to make it as a papers. Okay, so bleaching is used to wash clothes in laundry also, and it is used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. And also to make drinking water free from germs, they use bleaching powder. So what does this bleaching powder does on microorganisms or germs? It is going to kill them. Okay, it acts as a agent which kills the germs. Okay, and this is about bleaching powder. Next, coming to baking soda. So baking soda is extensively used in kitchen. Okay, so the baking soda is commonly used in the kitchen for making crispy pakoras and bondas, bhajis, etc. Right, and sometimes it is used for faster cooking. So to ferment any batter, for example, dosa batter or idli batter, to make it most like fast ferment in case of winter season, they use baking soda. Okay, and the chemical name of the baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is NaHCO3. Okay, and it is produced using sodium chloride as one of the raw materials. So here sodium chloride is used as a one of the raw materials. You can see NaCl is allowed to react with water, and it gives rise to carbon dioxide and NH3, which again gives rise to NH4Cl, that is ammonium chloride, and also sodium hydrogen carbonate is obtained, that is baking soda. Again, this baking soda is allowed to react in the presence of heat, so it gives Na2CO3, that is sodium carbonate. Okay, along with water molecules and carbon dioxide. Okay, and also sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is baking soda, has got various uses in the case of household, like for making baking powder, which is a mixture of baking soda and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. When baking powder is heated or mixed in water, so you can see the following reactions. Okay, and where it is used extensively, it is ingredient in antacids. Okay, so As I said, if there is any acidity problem, so what do? They consume antacid. This acts as a base. When base reacts with acid, it neutralizes and make it constant. And used in soda acid fire extinguisher. Okay. So next we shall see about washing soda. Coming to washing soda, so another chemical that can be obtained from sodium chloride is Na2CO3 and 10 molecules of water. That is washing soda. So this could be the chemical name for washing soda. Na2CO3, 10H2O. Okay, so what happens, you have seen in the previous slide, sodium carbonate can be obtained by heating baking soda, right? So recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. If we recrystal that, okay, so it is also basic salt. Na2CO3 along with 10 molecules of water. So what it is going to give? Sodium carbonate with 10 molecules of water. That is washing soda. Okay, and uses of washing soda, it is used in glass, soap, and also in the paper industry, and it is used in the manufacture of sodium compounds such as borax. So to manufacture this borax, they use this sodium compounds, and it is used as a cleaning agent for domestic purpose also, and it is used for removing permanent hardness of water. So to remove the permanent hardness of water, it is used, and so washing soda is used. So let us see, are crystals of salts really dry? So this I have explained generally in the previous class. So let us look into the depth knowledge of this. So for this we have one experimental setup. We need to heat a few crystals of copper sulfate in a dry boiling tube. So you should take a tube which should be dry, and if there's any water molecules, you can just burn it, or sorry, you can just eat it, so that water molecules will vaporize. And after drying it, we need to add few crystals of copper sulfate. So what we are using, children, we are using copper sulfate, which is somewhat sky blue in color. Okay, and what happens after heating? Okay, we can see that there is a water droplets in the boiling tube. Why? Because there is a water molecules that is present in the copper sulfate crystals. Okay, so what happens if the water comes out of this salts? So what happens if water comes out of this salts? We see that it appears to be white in color, right? So copper sulfate crystals which seem to be dry, that contains water on crystallization. So when we heat the crystals, this water is getting removed and salt turns white. Okay, so if you moisten the crystals again with water, so what happens? We will find blue color of crystals reappears. Okay, so if we add up water, what happens? It will regain its original color, that is blue. So water of crystallization is the fixed number of water molecules that is present in one formula unit of salt. Okay, so 5 water molecules are present in one formula unit of copper sulfate. Then chemical formula for hydrated copper sulfate would be CuSO4 5H2O. So we are taking 5 molecules of water. Okay, so now we are able to answer this, whether the molecule of Na2CO3 10H2O is wet or not. Okay, on other salt which possesses water of crystallization is gypsum. Okay, so it has 2 water molecules as water of crystallization. It has chemical formula, that is CaSO4 2H2O. So let us understand this much better. That is plaster of Paris. So we are going to eat the gypsum. Okay, so when we eat gypsum at approx 373 Kelvin, it loses water molecules which is present in gypsum and becomes calcium sulfate hemihydrate. So gypsum, when we take gypsum, we heat it. We are going to heat this gypsum with the temperature of 373 Kelvin, and when we heat it, what happens? With the temperature, the water loses from the gypsum and it becomes calcium sulfate hemihydrate. That means CaSO4. What is a chemical formula or chemical name? That is calcium sulfate hemihydrate, CaSO4, that is of H2O. Hemi means half of H2O. This is called plaster of Paris. So what we call it as, children? It is plaster of Paris. And we know that the usage of plaster of Paris, right? Doctor use as a plaster for supporting fractured bones in a right position. Whenever you have a fracture in leg or hand, what do doctor do? They take plaster of Paris as a plaster to support the fractured bones. So they join it in a right position and they fix it using POP, that is plaster of Paris. And also this plaster of Paris is white powder, and on mixing with water, what happens? It changes to gypsum because the water molecules is added to that powder. So when water is mixed, what happens? It converts to gypsum and it gives a hard solid mass. So that is shown in the reaction, that is CaSO4 and calcium sulfate hemihydrate, that is half H2O, CaSO4 of H2O reacts with 1.5 molecules of water, and also it converts to gypsum again, that is CaSO4 to H2O. So children, this was the concept about more about salts. I hope you people have followed completely thorough concept about this. Okay, so I'll send a worksheet, so do solve it and have a good day.